Hello everyone, this is Diane and I'm here to go through this large Christmas journal with you. It is completed. It is full and it has a 2.5-inch spine, so there's a lot of stuff in here. And it is big. It's made with a Christmas craft book from Leisure Arts called The Spirit of Christmas. It's 8.5 inches wide by 11.25 inches tall. So it's a big one. I just have it tied with this. It's kind of a gift tying ribbon, but it's got a corduroy-like texture on the front of it. I don't know if that's what I'll keep on it, but I didn't make a tie for it yet. So it'll either come with this or maybe a strip of muslin or something. So this is the cover. I didn't do a whole lot to it except add a little bit to the bottom. I added these 3 yo-yos. These 2 are vintage. And some fringe here. I did put this little Santa Claus, like a half moon or crescent moon piece, and I don't know if it's going to stay. I just glued it with Crystal Effects, so we'll see if it holds. And I used this really pretty fabric on the spine because I thought that the colors went really well with this old world Christmas look. At the top of the spine, I just clipped a bulldog clip and tied this vintage bell. I've had this in my collection, in my stash, for a long time, and I thought this big book is the perfect place for it. So let's look inside. It has 3 signatures, and I will put the count in the description of the item on Etsy of pages. I think there's 13 pages folded, so it's 13 by 4 and then times 3 because there are 3 signatures. So look at this big fat rickrack that I was able to use on the inside. I've had this for a long time also, and that's vintage. And this was just a cut apart from a scrapbook paper, and it was the perfect color to go on that. Each signature begins with a calendar page from different years of, what is it? I forgot, the lithograph guys, Currier and Ives. It's a Currier and Ives calendar, but the picture page didn't have anything related to Christmas because the picture went with October or November or something. But this is December 1968. You can see that through there. And I took an apron pattern. It's not an apron pattern, it's applique pattern. And the pieces that were in that pattern, the tissue, I glued onto the front. And there's more parts of this pattern all throughout the book. These felt snowflakes. It was a border trim, and I just got that in a Happy Mail from Carolyn. So I used quite a few of the things she sent me, and I just got them like 2 days ago. And I put some lace here and a playing card, Santa Claus playing card. You can still see the calendar page through the tissue and see the designs for the appliques there too. So I covered the picture that didn't look like Christmas with this graph paper with Christmas trees around it. There's a little piece of poinsettia stationery, and it has a vintage to and from card, Eleanor from Jean, and a tab, fabric tab there. And down here is just a little bit of trim and a merchandise tag and one of the 1940s stickers. It's a teddy bear with like a doughboy helmet, but it was from the 40s, and he's got a flag. This is from the 40s also. Came out of scrapbooks. This came from a 1966 Simplicity Pattern catalog, one of the big counter books, and I chose this picture because they have red and green outfits on. This is from a Christmas carol book I love the red printing on it, and it's got the pretty picture on the top. I put a green ruffle lace on there, and I bought this at a flea market or a rummage sale, garage sale yesterday. And I added a bulb pin with a jingle bell. Those jingle bells are vintage. On this page, we did this on a video, the one where I'm talking about constructing larger pages for an oversized journal. And this page has a pocket. The way I put them together had a pocket. Now, I did take this photo sleeve and glue it down, and it did not stay. I didn't know if it would because it's plastic. So there are marks of glue here, which are not that visible. You can feel them, but it's covered up by that. So I did leave it because I love this paper and I didn't want to cover it. And also, I glued it down, forgetting that this was a pocket. So it's good that it didn't stay because now we can still use the pocket. Some of these plaid pages that I printed, I folded up to use as journaling. So you got a lot of space for journaling on this. And then I tucked in a gingerbread, how does it open? Invitation. Now, like I said, I put so much stuff in this, so feel free to take out anything and put your own things in. In the photo sleeve, I did put a black and white photo of two ladies on a sled in the snow. I thought it was so cute. And I stamped and embossed Winter Wishes. So you can put a photo here because this flips open so you'll be able to see the photo. So what I did was I ended up just sewing that flap down. But I love the way that black and white photo looks there. This is also from the 1940s scrapbooks. It's a large sticker, and there's another sticker here that says Happy Christmas. They were stuck together and I didn't try to take them apart. This is a fold-a-note, so you can open that right up and have lots of journaling space. And then the other flap is on the other side. There's some textured paper here in silver. And here is the pattern cover for the appliques. And it shows it on an apron. The appliques are on an apron and napkins and table runner. And you can purchase, you could back in the day, it has a pattern number for the apron right here. So you could buy that apron pattern. So it was in kind of rough condition, but it was nice enough that I could put it to some cardstock and make a pocket out of it. I love it. And somebody had written in a black Sharpie marker 10 cents on it. So I put a label over it and a silver star. And inside I tucked this, Christmas Gifts 1942. So this was for probably Joy Marie, or Marie Joy, that was her name, or Joyce. One of the girls that had the scrapbooks full of cards. And so her parents typed up this list of things she got for Christmas from whom in 1942. 30 cents for defense stamps. And here is a little red bell that somebody colored with crayon, cut out of a children's art paper, and that's vintage. It came in some other stuff. I don't know, maybe it was with the scrapbooks. I don't remember. Oh, and this sheet of stationery. This is a calendar page with the cats in a sleigh. And on this side of the page, I put this vintage Christmas tree lights box with the cellophane on it. And I sewed around right here to hold the cellophane down so that when you're putting the card in there, it's not going to catch on the cellophane. And then sewed it to the page. I just think it's so cute. And then this was from that Little Ideals book. If you saw my haul from the garage sale, there were two. This is about the size of the book. I just trimmed it a little tiny bit. This was the back cover of one of those Little Ideals books. And I love the ornaments here. And I know this is a box for Christmas tree lights, but the ornaments look so pretty in there. I love it. Here's some wallpaper from one of my wallpaper books with the pretty green. And I made this fabric flip. A page from a little Christmas recipe and craft booklet, and I added a yo-yo with a button on it. Here's another photo. This is from the 70s, I believe, and it's a Christmas centerpiece. You've got lots of space for writing on this page. Here's a whole page from that pattern catalog. It's got the children in their winter coats here, and on this side they're in their pajamas. This came from one of the pages in this book that I'm using for the cover. And on this side I sewed a recipe on as a tuck spot. Added a little bit of satiny stuff there. And inside the pocket I tucked this piece for writing. And this piece that came out of the same craft book, this craft book, a cross stitch or needlepoint design, and it's got cardstock on the back. And this antique 1929 card from Aunt Lizzie. This is another of the felt pieces that Carolyn sent me. The wallpaper again with a piece of a Christmas napkin and a list that you can write. You can make it a list or just, journal on it. And this is a vintage Christmas card that is really pretty. Looks like an envelope, but it's the card. And it opens up like that, and you can write in here. And on this side of the calendar page is a large envelope, inter-office correspondence. I think I got this in a Happy Mail a long time ago, and I got 2 of them, and I was hoarding them. And it's just the right size for this journal. I mean, I could have put it in a journal like that and done something really cool. But I hoarded it this long, so I figured I would use it. I covered up the non-Christmas design here with a space you can write on. There's nothing in the envelope, so you can fill it with whatever you like. And I clipped on this Baker's Dozen Pennsylvania Lottery. It is bent there, so you might want to tape that. I didn't. It's got a candy cane on it, and it's from 1974. There's that textured paper, and the other side of that partridge in a pear tree post-it note. This is a piece of shelf liner, but it's vinyl instead of paper. I'll turn it to this so you can see it better. It's got the pleated scallops, and then this part is quilted. So I just sewed it up there so the scallops stick up at the top, and it is a little tuck spot with a cut-off piece of scrapbook paper and a page from the Ideals book, Blessings on Your Home. This is a homebody style journal, and I did explain in one of the videos what a homebody journal is, or not a homebody's domestic arts journal. And so this one, when I do them for Christmas, they do feature as much as I can about homemaking and cooking. This doesn't have much cooking in it, but things about the home. But it's all other things too. It's not so focused on the home as my typical ones are, but that's why I say it's domestic arts style. But I put as much as I can about the home in it. Like these advertisements, these are things that you would buy for gifts and for your home to decorate. That's scrapbook paper. So I stamped some Christmas tree lights up there because that's one of the things you use in your home at Christmas time. And this Christmas card has a house in the snow. It's such a pretty card, isn't it? Look at the colors. It looks like Aurora Borealis behind it. It's from your cousin Jessie and Ross to all of your family. And this is the other end of that stationery with poinsettias on it, and I just added this bingo card that Carolyn just sent me. And on the back side of the bingo card, I added a strip of the 1958 American Lung Association stamps. And this 1940s sticker with a bear. It says, "Do not open until December 25th." And this is a pocket on this side. And so, did you see my garage sale haul that I just mentioned a couple times? I'm looking for the book. I don't see it. I got the sticker books. I got 3 of them, and they were in really good condition. So I used pieces out of one of them. I'm still looking for it. I don't see it. So this is one of them. It's a Christmas card that you could make, and you would put the stickers on. This is upside down when you turn it this way, so there's that. But I put it on there according to, they had the dotted line shape for it. So that cute little vintage card is in there. And you'll see some more from that sticker book. This is the other side of the Currier and Ives calendar page, and so I covered it with wallpaper, and I used this envelope liner, which is silver. This is from Anna Griffin, and I made it into a pocket. This is an antique postcard that was torn right here. It was cracked, so now it's glued down and it's safe. Little piece of doily there, cut off scrapbook paper, and another beautiful Christmas card of the inside of the beautiful home. So the next signature has another Currier and Ives calendar. This one is from 1968. So this one is 68. This is 69. I don't know why I said 68. 68, 69, and then the next one is from the 90s. So I just put them in the progression of their years. This is a piece of lace that Carolyn sent me. Perfect for this journal. And I added some lace here and a rose applique. And on the other side, that wasn't a Christmas picture, I put this magazine page about making cookies. I cut the bottom part off and put it over here so that it will extend onto the other side. There's some wrapping paper. Another stationery piece with another gift tag. This one is for baby Marie. And we have some pom-poms, and this is a vintage piece right there. And some girls in nightwear, I guess. And she's got a quilted vest over her pajamas. There's another piece of lace with a bell on it. And again, I glued this down and it came off, but the glue really showed up on this, so I just added a piece of wallpaper there, and you can still journal there. And this one has a color photo, not a black and white photo. It looks like it's from the 70s, and it's a dad holding his little boy next to the tree. So if you don't like that, it's not your family there, you could maybe even pull that off or cut another 4x6 page with a photo of your own on there and stick it in there, or just put a photo here and put it in that way. But I do love using the vintage photos. So that does flap up, and you could put a photo there too. Here is a piece from a calendar. There was a cat behind this fence with all the holly there, but I carefully cut around it. The cat is gone, and now we have a pocket of holly. And inside is a page from that little recipe book that you've seen the pages for. It's recipes and crafts and holiday decorating and stuff. So this is a page about holiday lighting and a toothpick fairy sculpture. And here is a beautiful Christmas card from 1930. I love the shape of it. The paper feels unique. It has a American Lung Association stamp on it from 1930. The top of it was slit open, which preserved that stamp. Oh, I should erase that. But isn't that pretty? It's got this pretty blue ribbon on it. Pretty scene there. And then the greeting, "Much love to you and Father Butters" from Beulah. It was addressed to Mrs. John Butters. Oh, here's my erasers. I was looking for my eraser. I could erase this. This is where I bought it at the flea market. Paid $2 just for that card. But it was worth it. I don't usually buy individual cards like that. Here's another envelope that I got in the mail, and I saved it because of the holiday decorations on it. And I added these two Christmas stamps on it. This is the wrapping paper that my sister wrapped my gifts in last year with the snowman on it. So I chose some pieces that would show through the windows. This one has the window here, and then the other side has a different configuration of windows. I used more pieces from that wrapping paper to just cover some of the printing on this, and I glued them to a piece of paper that you can write on. Some more textured paper, and this is a gorgeous Christmas card. I talked about this in the Raggedy Ann book. It opened up. I don't know how many sections there were of it, but it's so bright and vibrant, and it was not in good condition. Part of it, I think it was because it was stuck to the scrapbook, and so the back of it was pretty torn, and so I had punched circles out of some of the damaged pieces. So this is one of the bigger parts of that card. I used the circle punches in the Raggedy Ann book. Okay, then we have another calendar page with the mail route here, and this is a digital that I had left over from another year. So I just paper clipped that on with a red paper clip. And a fabric flip here. This is wallpaper with looks like some trees and a winter scene. This is from a vintage Vogue pattern book. It's advertising the fabric. Here's a page from that sticker book that I just got. So I used that whole page to cover the back of this magazine page because it was not Christmassy. It says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," and I just glued all the stickers onto this page, and I think it's so sweet. And it looks like it belongs in a domestic arts journal because everything is decorated and the cooking is gorgeous, and some Christmas candles. She's got her pretty apron on. This is from a really old magazine. I don't know the year, but it's probably from the 30s. And here's another of the lottery tickets on it. This is a calendar for December. And this page says Christmas Candies by Nell B. Nichols. The December food calendar. That's what this is, by Nell B. Nichols. And another page from the little recipe and craft book. And I just put a flap on using the card from some of the vintage Jingle Bells. There was something here that I wanted to cover, so I put this little poinsettia sticker on it. That's vintage. I used some Nutcracker fabric to make the pocket here, and I just tucked a napkin in there so you can use that to embellish things. And another of the Post-it notes. This is what it looks like when it's not sewn into the book. This page has a page of cookies from a magazine. It's the back of the calendar, and a pocket. And I used one of the big snowman stickers that I got at the flea market. And this came from, I think, Woman's Home Companion. A Christmas gift order form. I thought that was really cool to put into a Christmas journal. And a cut-off piece of scrapbook paper. Here's the other side of that envelope with some more snowman wrapping paper pieces. Let me show you what it looks like. There's another piece and that, and there's the snow people on a toboggan inside. So I had to have a face that was up high on this piece. This is a fun page. It's scrapbook paper that is sewn together. And I used the pieces from the Christmas tree lights box. From Newberry's Christmas tree lights. So up here it's just a decorative piece. It says 8 light indoor series set. And this is one end of the box. This is one of the sides of the box. And there's even a little drawing of what the bulb looks like. And these two are pockets. So I put in a little digital cutout piece and a tally card. And down here is another of the cards from the sticker book. The way it was in the book, when you took it out of the book, one side was shorter. And this came out, I didn't back this, you could back it with something you can write on. It just came out of a collectible book. And here is a little word that says reindeer. You can glue that somewhere if you want to. I put this pretty tinsely pom-pom here that came in my Happy Mail from Carolyn. And this is a vintage card. Now it does say 1976 up here, but it sure looks older than that. But maybe it's not. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Here's a coaster, and it's the other side of the poinsettia stationery. So I glued a paper coaster to the cardstock coaster here, so you'd have something pretty to look at. There's a little embossed piece there and a digital cutout, and this cute little 1940s gift tag. To Eleanor from Mama. You can see where it was removed from the scrapbook. And this is a beautiful Christmas card from the 1940s. And it opens up like that. Isn't that fun? This is for Betsy from Sally Lynn Lochran. And this part is a pocket, so I tucked in another of the cards from a sticker book and a recipe card. I just used some of the felt here and here. There's a gift tag here. It could be a tuck spot if you want it to be. This is the image from the front of a soft cover Christmas Carol book. I just thought it was beautiful, framed in holly. So I cut it out and glued it on as a pocket, and inside it gives me a place to put this really large card with a little boy getting a stool on top of his mother's dressing table stool so he can peek at the Christmas packages up there. I put some tickets on top. And here's the poinsettia stationery on this. I love this gift tag. A real stamp and a ticket here, some vintage pom-pom trim. This came from 1940s wrapping paper that was in the scrapbooks. This was 2 little pieces of the stars, and I glued them, pieced them together so you can hardly tell where they weren't together. And this, love that. It's kind of a tissue papery kind of wrapping paper. There's another Christmas bell on lace. This photo sleeve has 2 pockets, and I never glued this down because I just sewed it here. I don't know why I didn't do that with the other ones, because I did this one first. But I put some antique postcards in the pocket. This one was not used, and this one was not used. You can obviously put photos in the back, on the back side, or take these cards out and use them for something else. Put your own photos in there. This is a fun page. This was in the sticker book. So their heads and then their book and candle, they were 2 separate pieces, and this part was printed on the page. So I put the stickers on and put them on one of the envelope liners and made a pocket. And this is one of the digital plaid pages. And I just think the colors all look really nice. And here's another digital postcard left over from last year. Look at this beautiful embossed paper with a pearly finish. I'm just going to take this off. And here's the back of the applique pattern envelope. And another page that I printed. Calendar page. Here's a large pocket with a black and white photograph of a little boy sitting on top of 2 wooden boxes next to the Christmas tree. 2 pages to write on. Fabric flip here. This is some wallpaper. And this is from a vintage magazine from the 40s, I believe, and it's candy from A&P stores, grocery stores. I just loved the way this page looked with this heading on it and all of the candies. And on the back side, I glued some pages from the Miniature Ideals books and reinforced the page. Christmas Day at Grandma's, so that's a homemaking type of thing. There's the other side of the candy advertisement. There's an Old World Santa that came out of this book, and I took this woven piece. This is a hand-woven piece. Somebody sent me a bunch of these kinds of things in a Happy Mail quite a long time ago. And I came upon it when I was looking for some supplies, and I thought this would be perfect in this journal. I just put some trim at the top so it wouldn't unravel. And this is a vintage Christmas card. This is a vintage Christmas card also. And I glued it closed so that it would be a pocket because the front of the card was shorter than the back. And I thought that would make a great pocket. And then I glued it on so that this part's a pocket too. So there are 2 pockets. This is some gift wrap that I glued or sewed to cardstock. It goes in the back. And a tally card and a to and from sticker. Here is another portion of the Christmas tree lights box. I actually had 2 boxes. I had 3, but one of them was in such bad shape I couldn't use it. So this might be from a different box, but it is still Newberry's. I just love the mid-century design and colors. So I cut it so it has this part and then this part up here, and it makes a fun pocket. And it was torn right here, so I just covered that up with a vintage gift tag. And inside the pocket, I tucked this page, The Way Home. And then the last piece of the little woodland animals that Virginia sent me. Look at the little bunnies' hats that cover their ears. But I didn't fussy cut around it. I just tucked it in there, and you can do with it what you want. This is wrapping paper on the back with the candy canes. I chose that because of all the blue here. I wanted some blue in the background. More nutcrackers and another gorgeous vintage Christmas card. I think this was a money holder. You were supposed to put money in there. So you can put, and you would see it through that cutout, but you can put whatever you like in there. A journaling spot here. This is a piece of crochet that I had sprayed with green, a couple of different shades of green spray paint. And this is the cover of the Ideals booklet, the little book that I cut apart. So it's a tuck spot. Now this was in the back of the sticker book. It's the back cover. And it's Santa's sleigh. And it has the instructions, and you would cut that out and fold it and put it together. So I put that in there so you can do that and maybe It shows putting some candies in there. So maybe you could have some candies in it at your house. Here's another of the lottery tickets and another bingo card and another black and white Christmas photo. It's that same little boy that was sitting on the boxes. He's opening his gifts. There's a framed photo back here of a man in a military uniform. And I stamped the holly and colored it with colored pencils. Another recipe with some lace on it, and I made it into a pocket. It's got a playing card and one of the cards from the sticker book. Some wrapping paper here, and this sample of a piece of textile. I think I must have gotten this in a Happy Mail. It's loose here if you wanted to use it as a belly band, but I made this part a pocket. So it's got an envelope that's not glued together, but it's leftover digital. And this piece, and a recipe card. And the back cover. We're finally at the back cover. This was wrapped around a piece of cardboard when I got it, and I took it off the cardboard and trimmed it. I thought it was perfect for this cover. It's just the right size. I love the stars. It's not necessarily a Christmas themed embroidery piece, but the stars and the greenery helped make it look Christmassy. So I glued that on as a pocket, and then I wanted a large tag to put in there. It will have my signature on the back. So I took one of my large shipping tags and put some wrapping paper on it, and this is a stamp from Lorna Taylor at Tailor Made Journals. And 2 pages from the Ideals book that you can cut up and use if you want to. This one is a poem about sending cards. I was peeking in that beautiful church. That Christmas Carol book with all of the red printing on it came wrapped. That book had this tassel tied through it. So I just used the tassel in the tag. Phew, that was a long flip through for one journal, but there's a lot in here. So this is a large book, and it is heavy because it is full. It's full of stuff, and so it weighs a lot. It won't be cheap to ship. So just a warning, so you don't get sticker shock if you go and put this in your cart. I'm going to leave that Santa on there. I think he's staying. So I think that's good. Okay, thank you for watching the flip through, and I'll be back with another video soon. I'll put this bell on before I forget. And I hope that you're having a wonderful day and a creative one. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.